Hi all, today we are going to discuss about different types of faults that happens in the transformer. That means we are going to introduce the protection of the transformers. So if you take a transformer, generally transformer is a static device because it doesn't have any rotating parts, and second one, it is most of the cases it is sealed and immersed inside the oil. So this is the look from the outside. So outside there will be a conservator tank and generally Buchholz relay will be used for greater than 500 kVA, and these are the cooling ducts for cooling purpose, and these are the terminals from which we can take the leads to the external terminals. So these are also called as the bushings for taking the leads. So inside if you take, so let us take the example of a core type transformer. So the core type transformer construction will be like this. So on this core the winding will be made like this. So here this winding will be made on these three cores. Three different phase windings will be made on three different cores. Again, seeing this from the top view, so top view if you take any core, so if you are taking a core, so generally the winding will be placed like this. So immediately after the core, first the LV winding is placed, the low voltage winding is placed, and above the low voltage winding, the high voltage winding is placed. Generally high voltage winding is placed in the outside because we have already discussed in the transformers playlist. You can check there why the high voltage winding is placed. Here I am discussing briefly. The advantage of placing the high voltage winding on the outer side is the amount of insulation required decreases, and the second one, it is easier to take the tappings for the tap changing transformers, because in the case of tap changing transformer, it is economical to provide the tappings on the high voltage because of two reasons. The current is less and you can finely tune these steps of the voltages in the high voltage when compared to low voltage, because inside a transformer the voltage per turn is fixed. So if you are changing one turn, that means voltage per turn is same in LV or HV, but changing voltage one turn in the HV, in the LV side if you transfer that voltage, the tuning is very smooth when compared to providing on the low voltage side. And second one, in the high voltage side the current is less compared to the low voltage side. So when you are changing the tappings from one tap to another, the chances of the sparks or spoiling will be less. So these are the benefits of placing in the high voltage side. So now this entire core is placed inside this outer core or this outer cover. So this is completely filled with oil. So inside the oil will be there. So the oil will have the insulating properties. The oil serves two purposes. One is providing the cooling, that means to dissipate the heat that is produced in the transformer. That means the heat can be produced due to copper losses or the iron losses. And the second purpose of this oil is to provide the insulation. That's why insulating oil is used. So the insulating oil, because it will expand and contract depending on the temperature, that's why in order to provide the proper flow of this oil, generally a conservator tank is provided. Whenever it is expanded, in particularly in summer seasons, the oil will expand and it can goes to the conservator tank, and whenever in winter season or whenever the load is less or heat is less, the oil will contract and oil will come back to your tank. Always I want your complete tank should be filled with oil. This conservator tank provides the extra buffer so that always the oil will be minimum of the level of this entire tank, so that the proper insulation is provided. But practically the problem that happens inside a transformer is, with respect to the time, this oil absorbs the moisture. So what happens? This oil absorbs moisture. Whenever it absorbs the moisture, what happens? The dielectric strength decreases. So when the dielectric strength decreases, the amount of insulation provided decreases. So this is one reason. And second one, even if you take inside the transformer also, between two adjacent turns, that means every conductor is kept with an insulation. So the interturns, between two turns, whatever insulation is there, that may become brittle or absorb the moisture with respect to time, and because of that the leakage current will start passing. So that leakage current we can call it as interturn faults. Between two adjacent turns some leakage will be there, but this leakage that happens between the turns cannot be measured from the differential protection, because whatever leakage is happening, that is not leaking to the ground, it is only leaking between the turns. So and in the external circuit the current will be same, so that cannot be detected by your external circuit or the differential protection. So this should be protected by some other sense. And second one, whenever the core losses are there, if you take your core losses, this core losses as well as the flux, because if you take your flux, the maximum flux that happens in the transformer core is given by V divided by 4.44 times of F into N. So this we have studied in the transformers. So from this we can tell the maximum flux is proportional to the ratio of V by F. So either the voltage is increased due to sudden removal of the load or any reason, or your frequency is decreased or your voltage is increased. Due to any one of these reasons, so the amount of the flux that will increase. So this flux will increase. So generally your transformer, if you take your transformer generally operates around this region. If you take this, it will have the linear characteristics. So this point is called as the knee point, and generally the operating point of your transformer will be around here. This is my operating point. So this is the magnetizing component of current versus flux. So we can tell that it is operating near to this point. The reason for operating near to this point is in order to decrease the size of the core. We are using your core effectively and the most possible efficient way. So now what happens, either the voltage is increased or the frequency is decreased, the amount of flux required will increase. But even for a small change in flux also, you can see the change in the magnetizing component, this will be very high. So the difference in the I mu will be very high even for the small change in the flux. So huge magnetizing component is drawn from your supply. So it deeply, so much heavy burden will be there on your system. And the second one, the iron losses, which depends on the voltage and the flux, the iron losses also increases. So the iron losses, so this is iron losses. They are hysteresis and eddy current losses. They will also increase due to increase in the voltage or decrease in the frequency. So how they are increasing and all these things I have discussed in the transformers. So you can please refer there if you have the doubt about how changing these things are going to affect the characteristic of your system. So this thing is called as the overfluxing phenomena. So this overfluxing should not happen. So in order to take care, also one type of protection is required, which will measure the value of V and F and take the ratio of V by F and sense it. So this is also required. So till now we have discussed that there can be fault inside between the turns. So those are called as interturn faults, which cannot be detected by differential protection. Similar is the case, the overfluxing also cannot be detected by the differential protection. So now some more fault can happen. So between two turns the fault can happen, or any one turn insulation, because the conductors are wound on your core. Generally the core is grounded. So that's why sometimes the insulation fails between the conductor and your core. So the conductor and core, there will be leakage current that will leak to the ground. So these faults are called as the ground faults. So whenever the ground fault is there, if the ground fault is huge, that can be easily detected by your differential scheme. If the ground fault is very less or small leakage is there, that cannot be detected by your differential scheme. But the problem is whenever the ground fault happens, because generally a spark will be associated with that because of the insulation failure, and in future that may lead to complete spoiling of your transformer. So it should be detected at an earlier stage whenever such problem comes. So in order to protect that also, that means interturn faults as well as interturn to ground faults, or between a conductor to ground fault inside, a Bach Hole relay is used for detecting the faults for voltages or the rating greater than 500 kVA. So this is the first type of fault, which is also called as incipient faults. So now other type of faults that can happen in your system are the open circuit faults. Generally the open circuit faults are because of open circuiting of any one phase. So I am just summarizing the faults. The first one is open circuit faults. So the open circuit faults means any one or two phases are open circuited. So what will happen to this? This creates the unbalance in the system. So this leads to overheating. But generally the effect of this overheating is very less in the case of transformer. So that's why this open circuit protection is not required. So the second type of fault that can happen is the overheating. See, the overheating again can be due to the internal faults or the external faults. So these can be either due to internal external faults. Whenever the fault current passes, I square or losses increases. So that increases the heat. That is one reason. Then the second reason can be overloading of your transformer. So during overload also it will happen. And the third reason can be whatever the copper losses and iron losses are produced, if they are not dissipated properly. So during that condition also it can happen. So this can happen due to the leakage of oil. So leakage of the oil also creates this problem. And the next problem can be increase in iron losses. So this can be due to increase in the voltage. So this creates overheating of your system. And the next type of fault that can happen is the short circuit fault. So the short circuit fault, again this can be either internal or external. So this can be either internal faults. So this internal faults happens due to insulation failure. This can be due to increase in the temperature or deterioration of oil. Because deterioration of this transformer oil also this can happen. These are internal faults. Due to this, what happens between two phases, the fault can happen, or inter-turn fault can happen, or the fault can happen with respect to ground also. So these faults, these we call it the short circuit faults. And the next type of fault can be the external faults. So the external faults means the faults that are happening outside your transformer. That means the line phase faults and line to ground faults. Generally these faults happens outside the transformer. So in order to protect those faults, differential protection cannot be employed. So we have to go for overcurrent protection of these things. So we can summarize the different types of faults that can happen. So I am summarizing them. So the different type of faults that happens are internal faults. So this internal faults can be phase faults, ground faults. They are associated from between two phases or between any one conductor is grounded or connected to ground because of insulation failure, or they can be inter-turn faults, tap changer failures, leakage of oil from the tank. So out of this, the phase faults between two adjacent phases there is a short circuit. The chances are very less because different phase windings are placed on different arms of this the core, because I have already shown you. So different limbs of the core, so the chances are very less, but these are more common, this one and this leakage of the oil from the transformer tank. So these two remaining faults are less often happens. Now coming to the external faults, the system phase faults, system ground faults, overloads and overfluxing. These are some of the faults that happens. So now coming to the faults and the different type of schemes that are used. For the phase faults, we can go for percentage differential relay, or backup, as a backup protection we can go for overcurrent or distance protection. Similarly, external ground faults or internal ground faults we can go for percentage differential relay, or in the case of external faults that will be taken care by overcurrent or distance relays. So now coming to inter-turn faults and oil leakage. So these are called as incipient faults. That means very small faults, they cannot be detected by the differential protection. So we go for the Butch Holes relay. So now coming to the overloads. For detecting the overloads, overcurrent relays are used or thermal relays are also used. And next problem is overfluxing. In order to protect from the overfluxing relay which employs a V by F ratio. This uses V by F ratio is used. And before proceeding, one more thing I want to discuss. Generally what happens in your transformer, whenever the switching is there, so during switching, the current called as the magnetic inrush current passes, and this is also called as the charging of transformer. So again, this one also I have discussed in transformers playlist. You can please refer there. Magnetic inrush current or charging of the transformer. So this what happens whenever at the time of closing of the switch of the transformer, even when the transformer is operating under no load conditions, but under these conditions, this no load current will be equal to 5 to 6 times the full load current. That much huge value of current passes for few cycles only. and this current will be the unsymmetrical current, and this current involves this second harmonic. So it will have dominating second harmonic. So for the magnetic inrush currents, your relay should not operate. So in order to avoid the operation during the magnetic inrush current, so we have to provide a restraining coil. So in order to avoid this, we have to provide a second harmonic restraining coil. Restraining coil is used to avoid maloperation of differential relays. So this thing also we are going to discuss. This problem mainly comes in the case of transformers. So now let us proceed further. So again, the type of the protection that you use not only depends, it will not be same for all type of transformer, it also depends on the type, size and location of the transformers. So the different type of the, like for example, I am going for the small distribution transformers because their rating is small and they are not in the priority list, because even if the transformer is disconnected, the amount of load that is disconnected will be less, and that is not going to affect the stability of your system. So and moreover, the cost of the transformer is less. So if you want to provide the proper protection scheme for the transformer, the protection scheme cost will be maybe nearly equal to cost of the transformer. That much is not required, because always the protection scheme cost should be 10 to 15% of the cost of the transformer. If it is more than the transformer cost, then what is the need of providing the protection scheme? It is not required. That's why only HV fuses are used for small distribution transformers. But if your transformers are of little bit more rating, or the transformers are in the important place, important location in your of the distribution transformer, even though the rating is less, about 500 kVA, then in that case we go for overcurrent relays or instantaneous earth fault relays are used. And if the rating is greater than 500 kVA, then we go for the restricted earth fault protection and overcurrent protection, as well as the Buchholz relay is also used for detecting the incipient faults. And if the rating of your transformer is greater than 2 MVA, then in that case we go for differential protection, restricted earth fault protection, overcurrent protection and Buchholz relay is also used. I am just summarizing here. If the rating of the transformer is greater than 2 MVA, then only differential protection is used. For the transformer rating greater than 500 kVA, then we go for earth fault protection as well as overcurrent protection, and Buchholz relays are also used. And for the transformers less than 500 kVA but in important locations, then we go for the overcurrent and earth fault protection. And if they are not in the important location, then we go for only HV fuses only. Only fuses are used for detecting the earth fault as well as the overloads. So these are the things that are used. So next class onwards we are going to start all the protection schemes one by one. I hope the basic need for the protection of the transformers and what are the different schemes of protection that are used are clear to you. If you still have any queries, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. I will answer to your queries from there. Thank you very much.